Guys, welcome to another episode of OC Malayali Vlogs. Today I have Mr. Vivek from JMS PTE, and he's a long-term trainer in the field of PTE education. Even though PTE was in the field for about nearly about 10 years, not many people know about what exactly PTE is. So PT is we can call it more or less like a substitute for OET and IELTS. Many people know IELTS, and now more people are doing OET. So Mr. Vivek, welcome to OC Malayali Vlogs.
Sure.
Can you just give us some idea about PT, how easy it is, and how it is helpful for people who couldn't achieve enough results in IELTS?
Okay.
So first of all, let me ask you, why did you opt to teach PTE, not IELTS or
OET.
OET? Yeah. So how does it stand out?
So basically, people, PT stands for Pearson Test of English, and it is a test in lieu of IELTS, OET, or even Cambridge English examination.
Okay.
Though they are in the field, as you rightly said,
Yeah.
though they are in the field for last 10 years, that is from 2009. They have launched PTE across the world,
Okay.
and though they are on the field for last 10 years, the awareness is still not there fully.
Okay.
For example, many people still do not know what is PTE, whether it is acceptable by the Australian government or Australian universities,
Yeah.
or by some other countries, etc.
Yeah.
But as the fact of the matter remains that it is an acceptable test instead of IELTS or OET, in lieu of IELTS and OET,
Yeah.
by the government of Australia for all immigration purposes, and also by the AFRA, that is for the nursing registration body here.
Okay.
So people, instead of doing IELTS or OET, they can do PTE, and that is acceptable.
Right.
And
Okay.
coming back to your question,
Yeah,
why we decided to do
PTE.
PTE.
Yeah.
See, we have seen that the success rate
Yeah,
of
okay.
PTE is far higher
Mhm.
than IELTS or OET.
Mhm.
For example, if out of 10 students, if maybe 5 of them get IELTS or PTE, OET,
Mhm.
for PTE it will be around, say, 7 or 8.
Okay. That's very good.
That's a big difference for that.
Okay.
And also we have realized that it is easier for many people who are
Mhm.
struggling in some specific areas because PTE is an integrated test.
Right.
You know what is integrated test?
No.
Integrated test means in IELTS or OET, when they do, say, speaking, the only
yeah.
speaking is evaluated.
Okay.
But whereas in PTE,
Mhm.
while you are doing your speaking, your reading and listening are also evaluated.
Oh, okay.
So even if you are not so good in your reading or say listening,
Yeah.
but if you are good in your speaking,
Yeah.
you can compensate that in speaking.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that,
yeah.
that's a
I
little
know.
bit of connectivity
I
between
know.
these
Yeah, I know.
items.
I know. So the before we go any further, can you tell me who exactly recognizes you just said Australia recognizes PTE. So do they recognize that for immigration as well, or just for a job?
No, they recognize for immigration.
Okay.
For all PR, TR, then your temporary visa and your permanent residency visa and your student's visa, they recognize PTE.
Do the UK government recognize this PTE?
Some of the universities in UK recognize PTE,
Mhm.
but for immigration purpose, I think last couple of years back they have
Started with OET, but
OET,
not
but
PTE.
they not PTE. They have
And
there is some.
which other country accepts PTE as an English language eligibility?
USA accepts.
Uh-huh.
It is acceptable by
Okay.
USA, and Canada does not.
Yeah.
But basically Australia is one of the main hot destinations for the immigrants,
nurses,
particularly
yeah,
from India.
Yeah.
So Australia accepts, and USA also accepts. These are the two main countries which accept PTE.
Right. Okay. So how long does it take to complete a course? Or for example, for IELTS there is like intensive courses, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So how long would you normally say that a person can complete the course?
Of course, okay. See, Mabel, Usually, if the student is really brilliant, it takes around 10 to 12 hours.
I don't think they are brilliant, because most of the students coming to you, either they have fed up with IELTS or OET.
Okay.
So this is how I came to know about PTE.
Okay.
Because in my
not exactly.
Yeah.
See, people, what happens is, PTE is a technical exam. It's
Okay.
a computer-based exam, 100% computer-based exam.
So as OET.
So even if you are good in your English, people can still go wrong if they are not familiar with the how the flow of the exam.
True.
And even if they are familiar with the flow of the exam, there can be some areas which can still go wrong.
Okay.
So we have students who are really good in English, but they could not score well.
Yeah.
Because of they don't know what's happening with the software.
Oh, right.
They don't know what's happening with
It's
the
just lack of technical knowledge.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have some brilliant students as well. So we have a student who got 90, 90, 90, and 90.
Wow. Is the 90 the maximum score?
90 is the maximum.
Wow.
Okay.
You have.
We have Kerala students, Malayali students. We have got. I have. 3-4 times our institute could enable students to hit 90, 90, 90 and 90 in all the 4 parameters.
Right.
And all of them is Malayali.
Oh, wow.
Keralite, yeah.
Very good.
Her name is Prabhavati Chandran.
Oh, right.
First attempt in India, she cleared 90, 90, 90 and 90.
She attempted in India.
She has given the examination in India, and she has taken our training through online classes.
Oh, online.
Online
Okay.
And
yes, so Mr. Vivek, you just mentioned the online classes.
Yes.
How effective is online classes? Do you think it's gonna help? When it compares to classroom training?
See, to be honest, there is definitely a difference between the online classes and the classroom, coaching, and definitely the classroom is better, than online. But at the same time, there is, a student cannot differentiate what is happening in the classroom or what is online.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because the live classes are happening for them. It's not the recorded classes. For example, whatever happens in our class in Sydney is what live available to everybody across the world.
Okay.
We have students from Kerala, to people, especially from Kottayam, Thrissur, and Trivandrum, and also from Bangalore. And we also have students from the other locations, primarily from Gulf countries, Kuwait.
Talking
Saudi.
about that, how do you manage the time difference, the time zones?
Most of our students are willing to join the classes early morning because India is around 5.5 hours behind.
Yeah.
So we start our classes here by 10:30.
Here, okay.
And they it's like a bit early morning for them, but we have many students joining at 5 o'clock.
All right.
And even our next batch is slightly more convenient. They join by around 10:30.
Okay.
And so that the timing is is so far it was not a major challenge, but of course for some students it can be a challenge.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Vivek. Next question. Many students find it difficult to pass the writing exam in IELTS or OET.
Okay.
So even though they score highest marks in the other modules, but when it comes to writing, they just miss it. Okay. How do you address this problem in PTE?
See, in PTE, basically there are 2 main sections in the writing section. That is, one is summarize written text, and another one is write an essay. So for both, we give a format to the students. Okay. It is a format-based approach that we give. Okay. Of course, their English knowledge also comes into picture. But if they are kind of comfortable with our format and execute the format correctly, for those 2 items, they get say a 9 band. Right. But at the same time, the writing is also evaluated in other different. It's a bit scattered. So even if you are not so good in your writing, since there are formats that you get from us. Plus, since it is a scattered way of evaluating.
Get from us. When you say get from us, is that from your company or is that from the Pearson test for English?
No, it is from our institute. So
it's from your institute.
We give a format. It's our exclusive format.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the speciality, would you say? Because there are so many people out there who teach us PTE through online. If you Google it, you'll find a lot of people doing online training, or like YouTube free training, and all. So what is your technique?
Okay. See, maybe individual attention is one of the main key differentiator with our institute. So we give a lot of individual attention because the challenges the students will have are different. So some of them will not be good in speaking, some will not be good in reading, some will not be in writing. So even if they are good in all these things, they are not confident to write.
That's the main thing.
They have a lot of stress, and they lack confidence. So our key differentiator is we help to build the confidence for our students.
That's the main thing when it comes to That's the main thing.
And also we give a lot of individual attention. That's the first thing I would say. The second is our formats, as I mentioned earlier. Our writing formats it's really good. It takes a lot of tension away from the students. Many students were very happy and very, very happy with our writing formats.
So you basically teach them how to learn.
Yes,
that's what it is.
That's what we gave.
Right. Okay.
So
yes, Vivek. Next question. How much does it cost? Okay. I know you don't want to disclose the accurate figure, but how much it costs for online training and at the same time in the classroom training? Is it the same price for both, or is it different? Or does it change according to the time period, or how long can they attend the classes once they pay it?
For Sydney students or Australian-based students, we charge around $825. That is $750 plus GST. That's around $825 is what we charge. And for online students from India, we charge around 25,000 rupees.
Which is cheap.
And for other outstation, other countries, especially Gulf countries and all, we maintain the same cost of 825 AUD.
Right. Okay. So how long, if I pay you $825, how long can I attend the class for?
Basically this course is for a period of say 6 weeks. But we give a 1 year unlimited commitment to the students. So you can attend classes for 1 year unlimited anytime. So
it's for imagine if I am enrolled for an online classroom, online training, but I happen to know that I can also attend classroom training as well. So would you charge extra for coming into the classroom?
No, we don't. So you can either attend our online classes or the classroom classes, either of these two. And one of the main reasons,
or both.
Like we have many students who are coming from say Penrith. That's a bit away from Sydney or CBD, so or even say Blacktown and all. So those students, after attending maybe 2 weeks of classes, they go back and they opt for online classes. So we don't have any such differentiation. And another reason why we give 1 year commitment is that sometimes especially in Sydney, students have multiple commitments. So they have their uni starts, they have to work, and they are on the family way, and so because of multiple reasons, we give that 1 year unlimited commitment, and we live up to our commitment.
Vivek, when it comes to the exam, do you charge including the exam fees, or your charges doesn't include, or does it include the charges?
Means that $825, does it include the
exam fees? Or how much is the exam fees?
No, our 825 is our service charges, and the exam will cost 340 AUD.
340 Australian dollars.
For Australia to book the exams. In India, it is 13,300 rupees.
So you have centers in India as well?
We have coaching centers in India, and the exam centers we have in Kerala. We have Cochin. Two centers we have in Cochin. But in Kerala, the popularity of the exam is picking up. So they may have one more center in say Trivandrum soon.
And how easy is it to get an exam date for PTE?
That's a very good question actually. In Sydney, it is very congested.
It's tight. Slots are tight.
Primarily because the demand is very high, and therefore PTE Pearson started 2-3 new centers in Sydney, in Parramatta, maybe 6 months back, and also in Olympic Park. So with those two centers in Sydney, it is slightly better now, but in India it is far more easier. You will get a date maybe in a week's time.
So if I start studying PTE now, I can if I take it seriously, I can do my exam in 6 weeks time. Is that what you say?
Yes, you can definitely. We have students, very recently we have a student, Sandra and Sinu from Kottayam. She has joined online classes. She has taken 12 days or 10 days of online coaching and 3 days of practice.
My God.
And she scored 85 in speaking.
Wow.
And 70 in reading, 67 in writing, and 69 in listening, and thereby meeting the university requirement.
That's
I think
very
she left a review in Google and Facebook, etc.
okay.
So if a student is, as you said, if they are really giving commitment, they can even write it in, say, 10-15 days time.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And finally, for our viewers,
Sure.
do you have any tips and tricks?
Okay.
For those who are preparing to do PT exam.
Okay.
What are your techniques?
Okay.
Not all of them, but some of them.
In fact, I ask this question to many students. Whenever we give our success, story sharing with our viewers, Facebook and all, we ask this question.
Yeah.
But if you ask me this question now, I would say the first requirement is your self-confidence. And if you have that confidence, yes, I will pass this exam. That will do the trick, first of all.
Yeah.
Secondly, you need the right guidance. You need to really choose
That's it.
You need to really choose your trainer or service provider carefully, because PT can be taught in a very easy manner, and PT can also be taught in a very complicated manner.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you need to really choose a good trainer, training institute. And the third is practice. You have to really practice a lot, because it will be unfair. And if we tell the students, you join us, you will pass. No, it doesn't happen. Training is a little part of it. Beyond that, your confidence, your skills, and more importantly, practice. We have average students practicing, putting a lot of efforts, practice, and they got extraordinary result.
Wow.
And thereby getting their PR, nursing registration, etc. So my 3 key points will be: number 1, self-confidence; second is deciding your provider carefully; and third is a lot of practice. And of course, a lot of prayers too.
Yes, Vivek. Next question, very important question. If I appear the exam today, how long does it take to get the results?
Okay. See, for PTE, the results, 90% of the results are out in less than 24 to 32 hours.
32 hours?
32 hours.
Oh my God. Okay,
so you
that's
write
very
the exam,
quick.
yeah. You write the exam, say today at say 5 o'clock, and say 90% of times.
That will be out tomorrow.
You will be the results will be out by maybe 9 p.m. the next day in the evening.
Right.
That's around 32 hours.
Okay.
In our experience, if you have say 10 exams, out of that 9 results are out within 24 hours.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe one exam it can, one or two can be a bit delayed
more, okay.
because of some technical errors.
Right. Okay.
But whereas I think for OET and IELTS, you need to wait for a little longer period to get the result. That's again another good advantage for PTE.
Okay, Vivek. Last thing, would you be happy to be contacted if any of the viewers has any kind of doubts or clarifications regarding what you have said in this video?
Of course,
Okay.
we will be really glad to help them out, to give anything related to PT or your training or your results or anything related to PT. We can confidently guide them.
Can you just tell us your email ID or contact details, please?
Oh yes, of course. See, our contact, the students can contact us on our mobile or WhatsApp mobile. The contact number is 0450 451 537.
That's Australian number, isn't
Australian
it?
number. So if you're dialing from outside, +61 450 451 537.
What's your email address?
info@jmspte.com. They can even drop a email at info@jmspte.com.
Okay.
They can also visit our JMS PTE Facebook page, and our website is jmspte.com.
Okay.
So a lot of FAQs we have put in the website as well.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Vivek, for your time. You've been so helpful, and wish you all the best.
Thanks so much. Sure, Mabel. Thank you.
Thank you.